Property Owner Files, Season 13, Episode 7, $91,000. Squatter battle started with a verbal lease. An illustrative educational case study inspired by common landlord-tenant and unauthorized occupancy disputes. Laws involving leases, tenants, occupants, eviction, and possession vary significantly by jurisdiction. This episode is educational and is not legal advice. $91,000. No written lease, no clear move-out date, and one occupant who refused to leave. The landlord thought he was helping someone who needed a place to stay. No application, no formal screening process, no signed rental agreement, just a handshake, a monthly payment, and the words, "We'll work everything out later," came. And by the time the property was finally back under the owner's control, the dispute had consumed months of time and approximately $91,000 in combined legal costs, lost income, repairs, and related expenses. The problem didn't begin when the occupant refused to leave. It began when the keys were handed over without a system. Welcome back to Property Owner Files. If you're serious about real estate, property ownership, rental property investing, and avoiding expensive landlord mistakes like this video, subscribe to the channel and share this case with another property owner. Let's open today's file. Part 1. It's only temporary. The property was a small, single-family rental. The previous tenant had moved out. The landlord planned to renovate the unit before putting it back on the market. Then someone he knew approached him. They needed somewhere to stay. Nothing permanent. Maybe a month. Possibly 2. The landlord wanted to help. The person offered to pay something toward the property each month. The landlord agreed. There was no formal application, no complete tenant screening, no written lease, no clearly documented occupancy terms, no written agreement explaining when the arrangement would end. The landlord handed over the keys. At first, everything worked. Money arrived. The property wasn't sitting empty. The landlord believed he'd created a solution for everyone. 2 months became 4. 4 became 6. Eventually, the landlord decided it was time to renovate the property and return it to the regular rental market. He called the occupant, explained the plan, and asked when they could move. The answer surprised him. "I'm not leaving." The landlord thought there had been a misunderstanding. There hadn't. Part 2. The handshake becomes evidence. This is where many inexperienced property owners make the next mistake. They assume, "It's my property, I'll just change the locks." But possession disputes can be governed by detailed state and local laws. Depending on the facts and jurisdiction, even an arrangement without a traditional written lease can create legal rights and obligations. The landlord contacted an attorney. The first questions were simple. Where is the lease? There wasn't one. What was the agreed rental period? Nothing had been documented. What did the payments represent? Rent? Contribution toward expenses? Temporary occupancy? The landlord couldn't point to a signed agreement. What notice had been given? Mostly conversations. What were the original conditions? Again, conversations. Suddenly, 2 people remembered the same arrangement differently. The landlord said, "This was temporary." The occupant said, "I was renting the house." The landlord had something more dangerous than a bad agreement. He had an unclear one. And when agreements aren't written down, memory becomes evidence. Part 3. The cost of uncertainty. The dispute dragged on. Not because every possession case lasts this long, and not because every verbal rental arrangement produces the same outcome, but in this case study, uncertainty made everything harder. Legal notices had to be handled correctly. Court dates took time. The landlord couldn't simply move another tenant into the property. Renovations were delayed. Rental income that had been projected for the property disappeared. Then came legal expenses. court-related costs, property carrying costs, and eventually, repairs. By the time the dispute and property recovery were complete, the combined financial impact was approximately $91,000. The landlord couldn't believe it. He had originally avoided paperwork because the arrangement seemed simple. Now he was spending thousands of dollars trying to establish what a few pages of properly prepared documentation could have clarified from the beginning. And that realization changed how he managed every property afterward. Before I continue, if this story is making you rethink your screening process, the link in the description is the exact tool I'd use. No pitch, just the resource. For today's lease and documentation case, you'll find the Easy Landlord Forms resource in the description. Part 4. The No Handshake Lease System. The landlord eventually regained control of the property. But he didn't simply repair it and start over. He changed the business. He created what we can call the property owner file's no handshake lease system. Not because landlords shouldn't trust people, because clear agreements protect relationships. Rule 1. Screen before the keys. Friend. Referral. Co-worker. Someone who only needs a place for a few months. The relationship shouldn't determine whether you have a process. Use lawful, consistent rental criteria. Verify the applicant. Understand who will occupy the property. And follow applicable fair housing and screening laws. The landlord learned that being compassionate and being organized are not opposites. You can do both. Rule 2. Put the arrangement in writing. Who occupies the property? How much is being paid? When is payment due? How long is the arrangement? What happens when it ends? What are each party's responsibilities? A handshake can feel personal. A written agreement creates clarity, and clarity can protect both sides. Rule 3. Document payments and communication. Don't rely on, "I remember telling them." Keep records. Payments, notices, requests, approvals, important conversations. When a disagreement develops months later, documentation can help establish what actually happened. Rule 4. Never improvise a removal. If an occupant refuses to leave, don't assume you can change locks, remove belongings, shut off utilities, or take other self-help measures. Those actions can create serious legal problems in many jurisdictions. Find out what law applies to the specific situation. Follow the required process. And when necessary, get qualified local legal advice. Protecting the property also means protecting yourself from avoidable legal mistakes. Part 5. How the landlord came back. Here's the part of the story that matters most. The landlord didn't quit real estate. He rebuilt. The property was repaired. The next applicant went through a documented screening process. The lease was written. Expectations were clear. Inspections were scheduled. Records were organized. And the property eventually began producing income again. The $91,000 lesson was painful, but the system that came from it followed him to every property afterward. Free 5-day action plan. If you're preparing to become a landlord, or you already own rental property and realize your systems need work, download the free 5-day action plan for future landlords using the first link in the description. It will help you start thinking through screening, documentation, inspections, and property management systems before a small oversight becomes an expensive problem. Part 6. The landlord who does it differently. There's another side to stories like this. Consider two landlords with identical properties. The first gets a call from someone who needs somewhere to stay immediately. He feels pressured. He skips the application, hands over the keys, promises to prepare paperwork later. The second landlord wants to help too, but he says, "We can discuss it. First, we have to follow the same process I use for everyone. Application, screening, written agreement, documented expectations. Keys only after everything is complete. Both landlords can be good people, but only one has separated compassion from business procedure. That's what experienced property ownership starts to look like. You stop making every decision from scratch. You build rules before emotions enter the room. You don't need to become cold. You become consistent. And consistency gives you something every landlord needs: the ability to make difficult decisions calmly. Conclusion: this $91,000 squatter battle didn't begin in court. It began with a handshake, a verbal understanding, and the belief that paperwork could wait. The lesson isn't to distrust everyone. The lesson is to create clarity before giving someone possession of one of your most valuable assets. Screen consistently. Document carefully. Use appropriate written agreements. Know your local laws. And build the system before you need the protection. If today's case helped you think differently about your rental business, like this video, subscribe to Property Owner Files, and share it with another landlord or future property owner. The free 5-day action plan for future landlords is linked in the description. You'll also find the $27 tenant screening checklist there for viewers who want a structured screening tool before handing over the keys. Until next time, build better systems, protect your properties, help people when you can, but never confuse a handshake with a system.